Here we go. Sorry, I'm retarded. Not enough coffee yet. Happy Easter morning, everybody. I know it looked like I was talking because I was talking and I hadn't added me to the stream yet. Dumbass. But it looks like a lot of y'all are already here. Yeah, it was taking me a couple extra minutes to get ready for this. I had to heat up some coffee. Tending to a Easter brisket on the smoker. It's looking freaking delicious, and I'm excited for that. Wife and the kids are at church doing their thing. Who else besides me had to get up early? Well, I was up early for the brisket, but I was also up early as all of us parents, many of us parents are, uh, hiding Easter eggs, pretending to be an Easter bunny. I did not hop. I don't know if any of y'all like to hop when you do it. But yeah, yeah. Um, went out and spread out about 70 Easter eggs or so for 3 kids to go bounce around with. But yeah, that's always fun. That's always fun. Good morning. Morning, everybody. Rasher Beer, always giving shout outs, loves to everybody. Mimo in the house. Gonzo, good morning, man. Brand new American. Also saying everybody's saying hey to each other. That's great. That's fantastic. Some of y'all, if you're here, you're probably not in church, at least not there yet, or don't do that sort of thing like I try to always avoid. Not that I'm not religious. Well, I kind of am. I'm kind of not. But I don't know. It's complicated. I grew up. I was raised as a very, very devout Catholic. And I got enough religion crammed down my throat and dragged into for almost 2 decades. I mean, just like literally for the 17 and a half years that I was underneath the parents' roof and my grandparents, and I was very, very heavily involved with the church. And yeah, and then I was out on my own in the military, did my deployment, saw a lot of things, learned a lot of things. I actually learned a lot of things in my high school days too. And my chair keeps freaking sinking. But yeah, so if you believe in the Easter Bunny, congrats. I don't know. You know, corporate America, corporate world, capitalism, and everything with these damn Easter bunnies and freaking eggs. You know who the hell came up with that shit, right? Who the heck came up with that? Well, at least we have a weekend of ending for me, a bit of a rough week. It was a little bit of a rough week, mainly at work. I'm not going to get into it, but man, I tell you, here's a story for you of some shit that I dealt with at work towards the end of the week. I work at a home improvement store, if you don't know. And I think it was Wednesday. I got thrown into plumbing when I'm normally in electrical and lighting, but we can't ever seem to hire enough and keep enough. Nobody seems to want to work in plumbing. Plumbing's the department that everybody's trying to avoid all the damn time. But yeah, so I got shoved in plumbing for my shift on Wednesday, and I had a customer that was tweaking, tripping. He was all jumpy and giddy and kept bumping into me and couldn't make complete coherent sentences. And he was just, he was on something bad. And he had come in and he was asking me for help with figuring out, troubleshooting a leak issue with his bathtub spout. The faucet for your bathtub, the main center spout, water coming out. And yeah, he was rather difficult because he wasn't making a whole lot of sense, and I wasn't exactly sure whether or not he even had a problem with the way he was trying to describe to me what was going on. It's the whole thing was kind of an awkward situation, and he was a little suspect. So I tried to devote the least amount of time into this guy, because I didn't feel like he was grabbing anything, retaining anything that I was explaining to him, and was just being difficult because he was on drugs. So anyways, I finished up with him and was walking away, going down the aisle, had him convinced into settling with one thing, and and sure enough, I walk across the backside of the aisles, going back to where I was working on something else at the time, and I saw out of my peripheral, at the other end of the aisle, him walking that way as well, in the same direction towards the front door of the building. And I saw in one aisle, I got a glimpse of him shoving, a $30-$40 faucet stem and faceplate package setup into the back of his pants. Just totally saw him shove that crap into the back of his pants. I sped up my pace, but he seemed to sped up his pace as well, and he beat me out the front door before I could. And by the rules, I'm not allowed to stop him. I'm not allowed to, I can't chase him out into the parking lot. And that's not worth it. That's not worth losing my job, getting in trouble for some tweaker freaking stealing $30-$40 worth of product. Yeah, so that was Wednesday. And then sure enough, Friday, he was back in there at right about the same time in the morning, that 10:30 time frame. And he was bothering another employee with the same ordeal. And so the other employee, not knowing jack shit about plumbing, called for me and asked me to come help him. And I explained to the other employee, what happened Wednesday. And I was like, I really do not want to deal with this guy. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to deal with somebody who's probably most likely 90+% sure that they're going to try to steal some shit again. I was just like, I'm not dealing with this. So I called over my handheld phone device thing that they give you at work, and called for the store manager was there. So I called for him and asked him to come deal with this customer. And I got the runaround and blown off by the store manager. Told me that he couldn't do any more than what I could do as far as giving him excellent customer service and trying to deter him in the nicest way possible. And I'm just like, look, man, my blood's boiling already because of this dude. I'm pissed off about the shit that he pulled on Wednesday, and I don't have the time or the patience to try to be nice to him again. Like, I can't. I couldn't do it. I was a little nervous that I was gonna be straight up with him and run him out of the store in a very nasty way, because stealing is one of my 3 top things that I just absolutely can't stand. I have no patience for that shit whatsoever. And so like I was like, I'm gonna blow up on this dude, and it's gonna be a massive scene if I spend more than a minute with him. So, but the store manager didn't want to have my back. He didn't want to help me out. So that rubbed me the wrong way. So I'm never gonna ask him for freaking anything ever again, because he just gave me the, you know. So forget that. So I grabbed another manager, and apologized up front. I said, "I'm sorry to ask you to deal with this guy, but can you please, try to answer a couple questions, be short with him, and make sure that he doesn't run out of store with shit again." So he did, and he put another person. Yeah, see, Coke Pro Light. This is the shit that I also hate about America retail these days. The police don't have the respect and the reputation that they should have for many, many reasons. And most of us know what those are. But for somebody who's stealing $30 here, $50 there, that's not really the store's concern, the company's concern. They're okay with letting those go touched, unscathed. They're concerned about the people that are coming in 20 minutes before the store closes, grabbing one of those big tote bins, storage tote bins, throwing that in a shopping cart or flat cart, and going down the electrical aisle and getting $1,500 worth of electrical wire, or and then going through the tools section and grabbing $500 tools, drills, saws, whatever, and wheeling around, and then taking, sometimes they take them out of the box, sometimes they just put the whole box with the tool into those tote bins, and then run out the front door when there's 5 minutes left of the store being open, and they steal $2,000 to $5,000 worth of stuff just like that. That's the stuff that they call the cops for. They grab the video footage from the security cameras and possibly prosecute. But the tweaker that I had that stole not even $50, that comes in a couple of times this month, and then he'll wait a month or two and then come in again and do it again. That's not the big deal. It's the ones that they bother to go after are the ones that are stealing closer to $5,000 to $10,000 worth of stuff in less than 3 months time. And half of the time that shit doesn't even end up going to court, and the person doesn't get arrested or punished in hardly any way either. So, I mean, it's terrible. And that's why my paycheck looks like shit. And prices on goods are also higher because of that crap. And it's just now we don't, I mean, the DAs, yeah. See, that's exactly what it is. Nowadays, the police grab them. The local DA just won't do anything. They just won't do anything. And part of that's also because, the judge is sitting on the bench dealing with, 500,000 divorce settlements that can't be, figured out, and because of some antique dresser that great grandma's been passing down, and the wife and the husband are fighting over who gets that shit. Or they're in a custody battle with the kids, and who gets to have the kids for how long, for when, and all that painful nonsense where it's not fair that and only the kids are really getting punished by all of it. But anyways, that's enough for the negative. That's enough for the negative. But that was a major chunk of what got my blood boiling at work this week, and I did not enjoy my week at work, mostly because of that. But you gotta let go. You gotta move on. You gotta look forward to another week and maybe some more entertaining and enjoyable customers next week. I'm eating jerky right now because, by goddamn it, Friday late night live with Stevie and Maddie. Stevie pulled out that beef jerky and he made all of us mouths water for that stuff. So, I mean, I don't have, this ain't good stuff. This is the cheap Walmart crap. But not saying that it's bad, because if it was bad, I wouldn't bother buying it. But, it's nothing special. So, let's see. Yeah, we're almost 11 o'clock. Let me go ahead and set up and we'll get going on the giveaway. First of all, you like my new backdrop, my Easter backdrop? $6 on Amazon. Woohoo! All right. I need to buy a new chair. I keep telling myself that. This chair is a piece of crap. I have the worst luck with desk chairs. I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about. Hey, Crispy. How you doing, man? Of all of us that have a sense of humor and got jokes, Crispy's sneaking in some funnies every now and then. He's starting to show some of his personality. I love all of y'all that have such awesome personalities. Oh, and this happened at work. This bruise scratched my face when a customer was fooling around with trying to get some 10-foot PVC down to put on his cart, and he freaking dropped this shit, and the end of it came down on my face. Yeah, came right down on my face, the very end of it, and scratched it, and life. Sometimes it beats us down hard. But anyways, so here's the goal. Here's the giveaway, my Easter giveaway. It's one of those EDC storage pouches, grab and go pouches. It came with the American flag Velcro deal on it. And in here, it's got the other piece that you can sew. Oh, excuse me, sew onto something else if you want to put the patch on something else. But today's giveaway is not sponsored by Milwaukee or Harbor Freight or Clipper. I just was going with the red and black theme. But yeah, I showed it on my last live last month. But here's a Milwaukee right on anything. I like how fine of a tip this one has on it. It really has a nice tip, almost like when you write with it, it's almost like looking at a pen that's just bold, just like a bolded pen writing. And then, of course, we have the the Milwaukee Fastback razor cutter. That's basically a button lock. Yep. So, thanks to Cole, these have quite a bit of height to them right now. Little tri-state. This is something that I like to have and keep in my bag in the car. It's a retractable telescopic magnet guy. So the end of that is a magnet. Is a pretty darn strong magnet. So you lose something between the seats or underneath the hood of the car around the engine. Hopefully you can pick it up and grab it with that sucker. that's a nice little tool to have. Of course, I have magnification cards. I'm going to include 2 of them in this package, so that way you can keep one in this bag maybe, and then put another one somewhere else, or put them wherever. But they're great because they're already concentrated. The way the magnification is designed is it's already concentrated for creating that light heat spot for starting a fire in an emergency situation. So that's really cool. Or you can just use them to read the fine print before you sign off on buying that car, so you don't get ripped off. It's a magnification card. You can put them in your wallet, you can put them in your purse, you can throw them in a bag wherever. One little trick, if you are doing that magnification starting a fire thing, and they work extremely well for that. But the tip is to get a stick, and with your knife, with a blade, put a little cut on the top end of the stick, so that the card can be slipped into that cut that you made, and so that the stick is holding the card, and then you shove the other end of the stick in the ground, and that way the card is staying completely still. You're not having to hold it in one hand and trying to light the tinder with your other hand. Just go ahead and stationary the card by using that stick in the ground, and then you can work the tinder with both hands, and full concentration on that, getting that to the magnified light source to ignite it. So then some Harbor Freight super glue. Here's a clipper lighter. They are refillable butane inserted clipper lighters. And what's also cool is you can, if I can do it, I've actually never bothered to take these out. But in some way, somehow, there's YouTube videos, I can feel it loosening. Here we go. I got it. So you can actually take the striker wheel out and use it to make your sparks to start a fire by itself, just the flint and steel. If you're in that situation and this ran out or whatever, you can pull out that striker and light something with the sparks off of the flint there without the lighter. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. That's kind of a neat feature. So I also threw in this Thorfire flashlight. It's a clicky on the top, back end on the top. Has a clip, just a standard clip, not one of the fancy clips like the old lights that allows you to put it on the brim of the hat. Sorry, I don't have enough of those to give away right now. I do plan to pick some more up of those O-lights because I do like them having that kind of a clip. But at least you get and it runs off of a single AAA battery. And it's LED and it's pretty darn bright. So it's a decent little EDC light. So I throwing that in there. And then the last item in this whole package is a Milwaukee 6-foot tape measure. So you can figure out what size your junk is when you're telling the ladies how big you are, right? No, it's nice to have a little tape measure handy. So that's in there as well. So this whole package, a wonderful EDC grab pouch setup, will be yours to the lucky winner of today's giveaway. A gorgeous, what do you think the value is of this? Anybody want to guess at how much all this cost, and I'm not sponsored, I'm not monetized yet, so my hard-earned dollars from dealing with tweaked customers at work now paid for all of this. So how much do you think I spent altogether on this? And it's Molly strapped on the backside as well of the pouch. But yeah, so this is a great little package, and it was close to $50 to get for all the items in the pouch. Close to $50. So, yeah, right around $50, $55 ish. No, you way overshot. No, yeah, Mimo much closer, 65. Yeah, it was somewhere around that $55 to $65, roughly. Yeah, brand new. You can take the flint out of an empty bic. They're huge. Clipper flints are shit. That's the only negative. Are they? I don't know. Well, I like the fact that you can take that whole piece out and in a pinch use it that way if you absolutely need to, if you're in that dire situation. But almost at that point, might as well just use that card, that magnification card if it's sunny. But yeah, so in order to enter the giveaway, y'all are all here. I'm doing the honor system, but I want you to go to on my channel. Let me see if I can. Here, I'll put the link. Let me grab the link. Make it easy for you. More legwork for me. My videos. I need y'all to help me out a little bit with getting a little more traction on one of my videos that I did about the light bulbs. If I can flip and find it. Come on. I did it a while ago. There it is. Get shareable link. Copy to clipboard. And paste a Rooney. There we go. Y'all should be seeing the link from me there. So please go to that video. Hey, Grumpy's here. What up, brother? So please go to that video, the light bulb video on my channel, and bookmark it so that you have it, because it's good information. It really is. It's really good information. And I think everybody should have that bookmarked and at their fingertips to I want the video. Can I open link in new tab? Yeah, I'll just do it this way. Man, technology complicated sometimes. Yeah. So go to that video, and in the comments, do the there should already be in the comments people putting down the hashtag EDC. Just throw in hashtag EDC so that I know that it's you guys from this live and last month's live when I first showed off the giveaway package. I didn't have enough of y'all in the chat to really make it a fun giveaway. So I said, you know what, we'll hang off and do it on Easter. Yeah, so go to that link, go to the light bulb video, and watch some of it, and so that you can have a better understanding of your light bulbs. And watch the whole thing, please. At some point in time, watch the whole thing. Maybe take it, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, but watch the whole thing. It's a lot of good info that I had almost had to learn, just because of there's not one day at work that doesn't go by where I'm in the light bulb aisle and answering questions for customers, and it's always the same questions and confusion and not understanding about this or about that with today's light bulbs and the technology that's in them with the LEDs. So yeah, it's a lot of good information. So when your wife, your spouse, whomever, you yourself, buy a new fixture, or buy a new lamp or whatever, and you need to understand what light bulb is the right light bulb to put in that. This video will help you. It really, really will. And I spent an extra amount of effort making the display box setup that I did to illustrate the different light bulbs and color tones and all that jazz. So please go to that, hit the like, put a comment in there, hashtag EDC, and so that video gets a little more traction in the YouTube world. Grumpy. He's seen it so many times he wants to go back to candles. Go back to candles. The way this world, the direction that it's heading in and doesn't need to be heading in, we might be going back to candles at some point. But yeah, so do that for me, so that video gets a little more traction and that information gets out to more people, because it's good information, and so I would greatly appreciate that. Candles taste better. Y'all know that. Yeah, Grumpy just said it before I could put it in there. Candles, you can burn candles. You can light a candle and use that for a fire starter. Or crayons. Yeah, you can use candles, but you can also use crayons. That's what I meant. I need to drink some more coffee. But yeah, you can use a crayon to start a fire with your candles and your lighters and your matches and your flint and your ferrocerium rods and all this. So many, magnification cards, whatever. So many ways to start a fire. Right? Them thick girls can rub them thighs together real fast and start a fire, right? So, please do that, and then we will play the numbers game here in about 30 minutes. But I really, really would appreciate y'all giving that video a little more attention and a little more traction in the YouTube algorithms. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the numbers game because I don't. I mean, if there was more than 25 people in here, I'd do the. Well, not yet, Corporate. Not yet. You don't even know the range. You don't even know the range. I know that's a winning number, but no, Gonzo, no, not yet. And I'm not gonna include that in the range anyways. So you'll have to pick another number. But what else can I talk about? Oh, this Easter is an anniversary for me now. This is my 1-year anniversary. But yes, a year ago. See if y'all can guess this. How well do you know Urban Woodsman? A year ago, I acquired something. So this is my 1-year anniversary of having this item. What is it? Can anybody guess what it is? If you can guess in the next, it's almost 11:10. In the next 5 minutes, So in 5 minutes, can you guess what I acquired and have an anniversary of from a year ago? Can you guess? Put in your guesses. Put in your guesses. For the next 5 minutes, we'll see who gets it right. And maybe they'll get something. I'll send in a little extra. No, it was not my sanity. No, I have sanity comes and goes. It comes and goes. Yeah. Gonzo, I don't even have a nimble. I don't want a nimble. And I'll explain to you why if you're even remotely curious. So this is my mind process. This is my thought process. I wanted this guy, the thick boy, a little bit more than a nimble. My eyes caught this, and I was more excited to own one of these thick boys. This is the first version. I was more excited to have one of these than I was the nimble. It was something different from the rest of my collection at the time. It was a little more unique. It was, I was slightly infatuated with the cleaver blade, the little monster chopper. I love EMP EDC. They do a great job in their designs and the product, like everything. If you don't own an EMP EDC item, I don't know where the hell you've been and what you're doing. You need to own an EMP EDC item, preferably one of their dives. But yeah, so I got this guy and was loving it to death, and I still do. I still carry this guy at least twice a month. At least twice a month, he's in my pocket in my growing and growing and growing collection. So I got him, fell in love with him, and I kept looking at the nimbles. And when the Nimble W came out, I was like, "Oh, that's my speed." I love the Warncliffs and the Sheep's Foots, and the W was the Warncliffe version of the Nimble. Was totally like, and I was so close. I was, itching to pull the trigger on it, and was checking my funds and making sure I had the monies to do it, to make it happen. And then somehow, some way, somebody whispered, and it might have been Tri-State, about the relative. And this guy, to me, kills the nimble. When they did the textured job on the scales and the color scheme with the aged copper or colored hardware and backspacer and everything, and the compound grind with it being a very, very nice hollow grind, the way they did the hole cutout with the fuller thing again. I love the way both I mean, that's the way to do your thumb cutout in my mind. I really, really like that thumb cutout and the design of that, and it works so damn well, right? So and full freaking jimping all the way across the top, right, except for the tip. So yeah, so when I saw this, I was like, no, I want this more than I want a nimble. So will I ever own a nimble? Possibly, maybe. Would probably have to end up getting it on the secondary, but it will definitely be the W. Very, very much, most likely. So that's why I don't have a nimble, at least not yet. It's because of the fact that when I got, by having both of these in my collection, in my rotation, I don't really need the nimble. I got both of these. The nimble is like, you know, a lot more like the relative, but I mean, it's just the whole EMP EDC vibe and the designs of all their knives. Like, I don't need the nimble, at least not yet. And there's so many other knives that I want, so many other knives that I enjoy, um, like the Kapara and then this guy, the most expensive, fairly recent pickup to my collection in rotation, and I do use him. I don't baby him too much just because I want to enjoy that S45. This is the only knife that I have in that blade steel, and I'm having a lot of fun seeing what all that steel does in relations to M390 and S35 VN. So yeah, I am really enjoying that. Had to have this guy. This is the Urban EDC Nessie Nesma blade shape. So I mean, and there's like 2 or 3 that I want to pick up when I go to Blade Show. I am trying so damn hard to hang on to my dollars for Blade Show and not buy anything between now and then. So yeah, it's tough. The list of knives that I want. But okay, it's been 5 minutes. Y'all want to know what my anniversary is? What thing it was? Somebody already said it. Any last guesses? Anybody have? Let me look. Did anybody else guess it? Somebody guessed it. Where was it? I do have a Talus. I do. I was not as impressed with it as I wanted to be. I felt like the action on it was lacking because it is. And hold on, I'll grab it real quick. The Talus is a 3-inch blade. It is a 3-inch blade. I actually measured it. But and it does. Oh, what the hell? Oh, that's from the grill. That's from the grill. I need to go wash my hands. But and it is it's it gets all my digits on there, and I wear a large glove, normal glove, a double XL motorcycle glove. We talked about that in somebody else's live the other day. I hate that. that motorcycle gloves are sized that the way they are. It's retarded. But and the reason why I got this was why I got the Talus is $80 for that CTS XHP steel and a 3-inch blade of that steel. I love that steel. Golly, does it bite? I mean, it just eats stuff up. That is a fantastic steel that I wish more companies would use for their blades rather than D2 or even your 14C 14C 28N, whatever the hell that over popular blade steel is. Yeah, the XHP. Oh, I love the way that this thing and the way that steel cuts and sharpens. Is an awesome steel. But I still feel like it's small. It just feels and looks small to me, even though it fills my hand and it's a 3-inch blade. compared to my other 3-inch blade knives, it feels small. I don't know why, but it does. I did take it apart, and it's a light blade, at least as it comes out to the tip. It gets, as it thins with the grind and everything. It's not a very heavy blade, and it's on washers. I did take it apart and with the Dremel tool create a better detent ramp. And the lockup is fantastic. You hear that snap? That's just an authoritative snap. So yeah, they did a fantastic job on that. But it still feels like a small knife, even though it's really technically, well, for most of us would deem it as not being small, being a solid 3-inch blade. It's a medium size knife. But I was just for whatever reason, my mind was expecting it to be a little bit bigger, look a little bit bigger, be a little bit bigger, more like a size wise. Oh, where to put it? Like the pinion. I was expecting it to be more along the lines of the size of the pinion, looks and feels and use wise. Even though I knew that the pinion was bigger in dimensions, I wanted this one to be more this size. And so that kind of let me down, and then the action of it not being as smooth and slick and crispy as I wanted it to be. But yeah, I mean, that's what she said. So the correct answer of it was not the cowboy hat Bluminati. Who was the first to say it? Who's the first to say it? That's what it was. It was the motorcycle. So Gonzo and Bama got it. Did anybody else get it? Anybody else? Oh. Motor scooter. It's not a fucking scooter, man. It's not a scooter. I did the scooter first. Years and years and years ago. And I tell you, I know most of y'all aren't motorcycle people, but I was watching a video the other day, or not a video. It was on Facebook, and I'm almost never on Facebook anymore. Who the hell does Facebook anymore? Since Instagram and TikTok and more traction with YouTube videos and lives and podcasts, like, who the hell goes on Facebook? Right? No. The Aster, I've looked at the Aster. Here, let me pull that up again. Spartan. I know it's bigger than the Talus. It's also got the same design. It's basically just a bigger Talus. That's what the Aster, for the most part, like almost exactly is. But the thing was, the reason why I didn't get the Aster was because Blue Creek Knives had this guy for only $80 in the XHP. This might end up being a giveaway down the road, a good while down the road, and then I'll pick up the Aster, because the Aster is the size that I wanted, that I was wanting to get. It's got a 3.5-inch blade, and really has more like maybe a 3.3-inch cutting edge to it. I don't know, but yeah, that's more the size that I wanted this guy to be, but at the price point that this guy is. So maybe I'll get one of those later on and give this one away in a live or something, or gift it to somebody. Who knows? Just not even a giveaway, but just an actual gift. Get on a trike. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Mimo. I wish the Talos was the Aster, just size wise, but for the same price, for $80. Like that would have been sweet to get a 3.5-inch blade for $80 rather than a 3-inch blade. But we can all be beggars and choosers, and wish for bigger things. But no, I did the scooter when I was going to college. Right after I got out of the Navy, knocked out my business degree, which I've not yet used really for anything. But I was on Facebook and I read a post that somebody had done in one of the Rebel 1100 motorcycle pages, and they were talking about an upgrade that they did, an add-on that they did to the bike, and then they were asking about crash. Well, they were talking about the crash bars that you bolt onto the frame, so that when you drop the bike, it protects the engine, protects the bike, and can possibly, in an accident, save your leg. So yeah, those big crash bars that look like metal wing frames, that go on the front end of the bike. So this lady had gotten one of those put on her bike because she continues to drop the bike. And the 1100 it's a medium large size motor, but the Honda Rebel is a smaller cruiser style motorcycle, and that weighs, with a full tank of gas, just under 500 pounds. And that's with the 1100. That's with the largest engine of the Rebel lineup. There's 3 of them. They have a 300, a 500, and the 1100. They did away with the 250. They replaced the 250 from back in the day, from the 80s and 90s and whatever, with the 300. And then made the 500, and then eventually, a handful of years later, came out with the 1100, the big boy. Still the same, pretty much the same frame, same size bike, just with a much bigger motor. That's a really big jump from a 500 to 1,000 or 1,100, which is really a 1084, 85, 86, 1080 something cc engine, if anybody understands that. But so she got the crash bars and put them on the bike so that she would, give the bike more protection and her legs protection from all the times she was dropping it. And she had dents in the gas tank, and her muffler was all scratched to hell from dropping it so many times. And I'm just like thinking, and I've watched the YouTube videos of this bike, people, saying that this is such a great beginner bike. The Rebel, the 250 version, the old Rebel 250, was a fantastic beginner bike. That thing weighed like 440 pounds, with a full tank of gas in it, and an even lower seating height than the revamped, more modern versions of it. So, like, it was a great bike. But the 1100, people are still saying, that are wanting to say, because it's got a low center of gravity, low seat height, that it's nice and lightweight for the size of the engine that's on that bike. It is sort of, but not really, a great beginner's bike to recommend to somebody, especially the smaller individuals and anybody who knows absolutely almost nothing about motorcycles and has zilch to a pinch of experience with motorized bicycles or motorcycles or mopeds or scooters or whatever. So I really reading this post and seeing how, and she had taken a rider class too, to learn how to ride the motorcycle. And she had taken one of those classes, which was probably a 3 or 4 day class, 3 hours each, 3 to 4 hours each day. So she got an ounce of experience and learned some amount on motorcycles and how to ride them. But she learned on these, what they typically have in these classes. If you're not bringing your own bike, they have their loaner bikes are in that 250 to 500 cc size, small, lightweight, low seat height motorcycles. For that purpose, if you're taking a beginner's class, you're going to be provided a beginner's bike for that reason, for many reasons. And yet, even after taking that class, going through that course, she then went and bought a heavier bike with a much bigger engine. And to be honest, that the Rebel 1100 is torquey. It's torquey. It's got different riding modes on it that you can select to, that changes the way it shifts and the way it behaves and how much power to how much traction to all this other stuff. Can be a really torquey bike. And it's got some weight to it. It's not a 1,500 pound full size cruiser that Harley makes or that Indian makes. It's a nice lightweight, smaller framed Honda Rebel, but it's got the 1100 is a big engine for such a small and super lightweight bike. And if you're not careful with it, yeah, you can get yourself in many situations of dropping it and wrecking. So, like, her experience and her story really reminded me that, yeah, as much as people and me myself feel like the Rebel is a great beginner's bike, for quite a number of people, true beginners, it's probably not. It's really not a good recommended beginner's bike. At least not the 1100. The 300 and 500, yeah, maybe okay. Yeah, much better than the 1100. The 1100 is a big engine for such a small, super lightweight bike. It's the combination of that. You like the Indians? Yeah. Have you seen Doom's bike? Beard of Doom. Go to his Instagram feed. Watch some of his videos. He's got the monkey too. He's got the Honda Monkey, which is a fun little 125cc mini motorcycle. And that thing's a blast. He has so much fun on that thing, and I'm a little bit peanut butter and jealous of that. But yeah, so he's got that. But he's got an Indian. What's the name of that bike? See, I know bikes, but at the same time, names. It's one of the chiefs. One of the Indian chiefs. I don't think it's the Dark Horse. Well, it might be the Dark Horse. I don't know. You'd have to ask him. I'd have to ask him again. But he's got one of the Indian chiefs, and it's in that. It's kind of like a concrete gray color, but in person, in the right lighting, especially in the evening, lower lighting, not so sunny, it has just like a hair of steel bluish color to it. And it just makes that color, that bike look so freaking sick. I love the look of his bike, and he's got the The sissy bar backrest that's on it, he's got is a beefy sissy bar backrest that in the I forget who he said made it, but he's got an awesome bike. That Indian Chief is fucking it's a gorgeous bike. Everything that the little bit that he's done to it, he hasn't done a whole lot, but yeah. Hey, Maddie's in here. Maddie, what up? Yeah. So refresh giveaway. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's play the numbers game for the giveaway. If you're just joining us, Maddie, always late to the show. You're getting all this cool stuff in one of these pouches as the giveaway. Milwaukee stuff, Harbor Freight, Clipper, a flash, a Thor Fire flashlight, magnification cards, a little magnet, retractable doohickey thingy, my bobber, patch on the front side with the mesh pocket, and the molly straps on the back. So yeah, this is the giveaway. This is the giveaway. So we're gonna play the numbers game. I asked it towards the beginning to help me out with the traction on the video. Let's see if I can post that link again. My light bulb video. I would love for that more traction to be put on that video for the YouTube algorithm. Scrolling up. I don't know where the hell it is. Whatever. I don't think. Well, if I hit paste in there, yeah, there we go. All right, there. Posted it again. Posted the link again for the light bulb video and show it right there. So go to my light bulb video. Leave a comment. Hashtag EDC so that I know how many of y'all did the hashtag EDC in there. And bookmark it so that you can watch it later or have it on the ready whenever you're going to moving into a new house or redoing some fixtures, or have light bulbs burning out and you're shopping for light bulbs again. Watch this video. Really, really good information in a fairly compact video and simplistic explanation of all the advanced technology that light bulbs have these days. It's crazy how much technology is crammed into light bulbs now. But that's fine, brand new. I'm still we're just doing the numbers game because I don't have 80 plus people in the live, so I'm not going to bother with the with doing the random comment picker thing. I've yet to actually use one of those, and I don't feel like it's necessary. If you don't have at least 30 people in the chat watching the live, the number game's simple enough for that volume of people. So let's do the numbers game. Let me grab an envelope, something to write on here. We'll use Surfside Kids Pediatric Care Dental mail here. We'll do it on the back side. Let's do our range of I'm gonna make it goofy for you. That's the range. 49 to 184. 49 to 184. And now that y'all know what the range is, y'all know what the rules are. Same standard rules. Because there is a blade in it, I do not want to have to ship it outside the Okonos, the United States. I don't want to have to send this sucker to Hawaii or Alaska. Thank you, Gonzo, for I was about to do that. Let me go ahead and write down the winning number. So yeah, standard rules, no multiple accounts. I don't think any of y'all in here fiddle with that nonsense. Please don't do that. That's not fair. That's not fair. You know how much I hate thieves and cheaters and liars. All right, I got the winning number. Wrote down the winning number on this thing. So we'll let that run for about 15 minutes or so. And yeah, so it's been a year since I got my motorcycle. I've put right around 7,500 miles on it. 7,500 miles. And mostly just using it as my commuter bike, as you know, my get back and forth to work and running a few errands here and there. And I've done some short rides, some semi short rides, you know, hour here or an hour and 40 minutes there. When I've met up with Brother Doom down in St. Augustine, Florida area to, you know, pass off stuff back and forth and hang out and have lunch together in a little midday bro date. Because that's about all we're ever able to squeeze in, because we're both in that situation of having to take kids to school in the morning and then pick them up in the afternoon during the weekdays during the school year. So we'll eventually get to, you know, one of us will end up making the full 3 hour and 10-minute ride up to my house, or me going down to his place and spend a full day together hanging out and doing stuff and being up to no good. But he's an awesome guy. I love spending time with him and checking out all his cool stuff that he has and plays around with. I tell you, he's got. I'm not so much the mechanical, take things apart and put things back together fanatic that he is with some of those knives, some of those alien blades that he's got that have those funky bearings that, you know, there's 500 of these tiny little roller bearings in them. Like when everybody was watching that video of him taking that thing apart and then trying the challenge of getting it back together, my anxiety was going up just watching him. I was like, no. Like, just so many parts, so many little tiny pieces, he's gonna fuck it up. So yeah, but yeah, it'll be good to spend some more time with that dude, because he's a cool dude. He's a really cool dude. So yeah, if you haven't guessed, for the giveaway, the EDC pouch with all its goodies inside, the range is 49 to 184. 49 to 184. Hey, Tom. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Did you die a corn dog this morning? Who the hell died corn dogs? Is that a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't think people died corn dogs. I guess you could dye anything that you deep fry. And then your deep fry oil gets dyed in the process too, right? Right? Is that chemically, scientifically what would happen, or would it not, because it's an oil? Does food coloring dye oil? Does it change the color of oil? Anybody know? Anybody know? So Maddie. Let's not dive down the butt stuff rabbit hole today, okay? No rabbit hole into the butt stuff. No butt stuff. Yeah, okay. Okay. I dyed it black and it was just burnt. Yep. Brand new got some more fastbacks yesterday. on sale at Home Depot. 2 for $10. 2 for $10? No way. You know what's also a good deal for $5? Is one of those Harbor Freight dirt guards. You should get one of those Harbor Freight dirt guards for $5. That's a deal that you cannot dodge, dip, duck, dive, or dodge. If y'all haven't seen that video, that's my most embarrassing moments on YouTube. Totally self-inflicted. It was a lot of fun doing that. I thought it was a brilliant idea, and I knew that so many of y'all would enjoy my reenactment of the car washing scene from the movie Dodgeball. It's a ridiculously funny movie with some pretty decent acting in it. But yeah, when I picked up one of those dirt guards from Harbor Freight, I was like, you know what would make an awesome tidbit for a video on this is if I did that scene. Oh. That shit was funny. Yep, get up all in that belly button. Oh, that was embarrassing. And then I had fun doing the for the Spartan for this guy. If you didn't see my video on this guy, that shit was kind of fun too. I made a little shield and pretended and got one of those Viking bearded helmet things off of Amazon and did a little bit of fun filming for that one as well. I'm trying to do more of that stuff. Make these videos have some ounce of entertainment intros to them. But oh, you want me to hold up the talus again? So yeah, here's the talus. As my seat, my desk chair, is making me shrink again. God damn it. There we go. So yeah, and in comparison, the pinion. That's kind of lining them up from the back end. And if I scoot them forward to the pivot, trying to line up the pivots there. There you go as far as blade length difference. So yeah. Here's the we'll do the Peña Apache in comparison. To the talus. And figure out a way to hold these up. So yeah. So, you know, it's a 3-inch blade, but it doesn't feel or seem like a full 3-inch bladed knife. And again, like it fills the hand completely. I mean, I've got, you know, all the digits on there, but it's still. I just wish it was just a little bit bigger, But yeah, so I don't have a matrix. Hold the Hershey in the. What the hell are you talking about, Maddie? Oh, you want the you saying the talus and the Hershey? Why would you be wanting the size comparison of that? There. So, I mean. You know, I saw Grumpy say it. I saw Grumpy say it. Shut up, Maddie. Shut up. Grumpy said it too. I know. But he said it more clearly. The way you requested that size comparison was a little more confusing. So yeah, that's why I picked on you, man. That's why I picked on you, because Grumpy said it plain as day. Talus with the large SHF. That's completely understandable for anybody. You, on the other hand, sir, the Hershey to the Tic Tac, like, what the hell are we talking about? It's Easter Sunday and there's a bunch of candy in my house. Don't be freaking doing analogies with knives and freaking candy, man. You're throwing me off. That threw me off. That's why I picked your comment and not Grumpy's. It's because you were throwing me off. I was like, what? What the hell is he talking about? But no. I love Grumpy. Grumpy's got how would everybody that would be something we should do. We should do this probably on either Instagram or you know what, we should add this to the Blade Show, the Instagram Blade Show messenger feed. In 2 words or less, how would you describe this YouTuber in their personality? In 2 words or less, how would you describe this person's personality? That would probably be fun. It'd be interesting to see what people come up with. And it would be kind of cool to learn to see, you know, how I'm perceived as a YouTuber, as a person in with my YouTube shenanigans. Yeah, 2 words or less, and that would be cool to see what everybody thinks of you. Not a roast fest, just, you know, 2 words or less. How do you envision this YouTube character? Because some of us are definitely characters. All right, do we have all of our guesses in for the Gaul? Do we? Everybody here put in a guess. Let me pull up this, highlight the side, the range again. Oh, where'd it go? Who's the last person that threw it up? Because we're gonna run it. I'm gonna run it for all of you that are in here. Do 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 do. Where'd it go? So much chit chat. I love it. The range was 49 to 184. Thank you all for being here. I'm seeing all these names, everybody that I know up in the chat here. Thank you all for coming in. I know it's Easter morning, and for many it's an early Easter morning, but thank you for joining me and listening to my BS. But yeah, the range was 49 to 184, and I'm gonna run it. We're gonna reveal the winner here in 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes. No, I saw you earlier, Bluminati. I saw you earlier. I highlighted your one of your comments earlier. Spider Comanics equals Spider Cola pancakes. You're not making sense, bud. What the hell are you talking about? Ninjas are invisible. You have to say something funny to find out where the laughs comes from. All right, so 49 to 184. Do I have any last minute entries for the giveaway? Going once. Going twice. Hey, Pedro snuck in there. Going once. Going twice. 111, final answer. All right, fine. You want to be the final answer? That's the final answer. I'll put the L stopperoo. Knife name gets a food name. Okay. All right. I guess. Whatever you say, Maddie. All right. Ready? Ready? Remember your guesses. Y'all are gonna have to help me figure out who was the closest without going over. But the winning number was 76. 76. With the extra tail at the top. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Who was the closest to 76? That's not a bad diet. Brand new, yeah, you guessed 77. 77. Y'all like my, speaking of rabbits and Easter, y'all like the Happy Easter, the background that I picked up? Ordered that about a week ago. Dopey, did you get 76? Somebody check that. Somebody check that. When did I start putting up the thing? Who got the closest? Who was closest? Help me. Help me. I can't see you. Figure it out. Who's my winner? Tell me who's the winner. Because I'm terrible at it. Where do we go? There's the premature number spinner outers with your 37s. Okay, so now we get into the real numbers. Who was the closest to 76 without going over? Dopey is the winner. All right, Dopey's the winner. Dopey. So, yeah, just congratulations, sir. Email me, either hit me up on Instagram. No, I'm just terrible at scrolling through the thing. Someone text Doom and have him text Urban. Why is Doom gotta text me? What's he gotta text me about? Yeah, so Urban, I can't type, didn't spell today either. Urban Woodsman 87 at the gmails.com. Email me there. Email me urbanwoodsman87 at gmail.com with your address, or send me a message on Instagram with your address, mailing info, and I will get this out to you at least by Wednesday or Thursday next week. I will get you. Yeah, you want a dick pic? I'll send you a dick pic in there. Won't be my dick, but I'll send you a dick pic. Nah, so email me or hit me up on Instagram with your mailing info, and I will get that out to you as soon as I can. As soon as I can. So congratulations! Yay! Yay! This is about $55 to $65 worth of stuff. And it's a good starter pack. If you want something, need something like this, should have something like this in a vehicle or in a. The only thing I would add a little bit of first aid, some band-aids and stuff, and then some other a multi-tool or a bit driver or stuff like that. You're welcome, Dopey. You're welcome. I am happy that I can scrounge up enough in order to put together stuff like this and do some giveaways from time to time. Once I get monetized, once I get just a few dollars, that would help greatly, at least for covering the shipping. Again, don't expect much. That's not why I started my channel. That's not why I'm doing lives. That's not why I'm doing giveaways to be monetized, to ask y'all for money. But it does help. It does a little bit does make it easier for me to do giveaways a little more often and cover the cost of at least shipping them. So I'm super grateful, super appreciative that anything that anybody ever does for me to help me out in any way, shape, or form. I love the community, the camaraderie, the conversation, especially for somebody who only works a couple of days a week. And that's really the only time that I get for adult conversation is in these lives, in these chats, and when I go to work, because otherwise it's the freaking dog and the cat and kids that I am almost damn near a stay-at-home dad that plays mom more than half of the time in running the house, because the wife is a nurse and she somewhat recently got a promotion to being the head nurse. She was the right-hand man to the head nurse, and now she's the head nurse because the head nurse had an injury and has been out for some time, so she's been taken care of. Yeah, sometimes we're not, right? For some of y'all, most of the time you're not playing adults. But yeah, no, thank you for all that y'all do, and yeah. So I hope everybody's having a good Easter. I'm not going to end it quite yet. Let's go for about another 10-15 minutes, because I do need to go check on the brisket fairly soon. I don't like to not attend to meat on the smoker for too long. I must have come to the wrong live if you expect adults. You know what I mean. But yes, happy Easter, everybody. Deviled eggs, Easter eggs, dye some eggs, dye some knives if you can't afford the eggs because of how expensive eggs have gotten. Do something. Who's got family coming today or in town right now? My family's in town. My parents came down to say hey to me and the kids. So we're going to see them later. They're going to eat some of my brisket this early afternoon. We're having kind of a late lunch Easter meal. And my grandmother and her sister, my great aunt, is down here from up north. So she's visiting. I don't hardly ever get to see my Aunt Dawn, my great Aunt Dawn. No, I'm not. I don't have her in any family photos. I won't drag out the family photo. Apparently that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Uh, but yeah, y'all have an awesome Easter Sunday. I'm sure I'm gonna be cursing myself later within a couple hours that we forgot this or we forgot to get that. And everything's closed today. uh, is any place open today besides maybe a McDonald's or a small mom and pop restaurant, or is Dollar General's open today? No kids, no family, no Easter stuff here. What? Women have been hiding their eggs from me my whole life, so I don't have any. Oh, dopey. Well, at least you got one to give away. At least you won the giveaway. That should make you smile a little bit, right? I don't know where you work at. But yeah, Walmart's closed today, aren't they? Isn't Walmart closed today? Mexican restaurants will be open. Yeah, okay. But yeah, yesterday's carry was the Pinion. Love this guy for a budget knife. I don't tell anybody. Tell everybody, but don't tell anybody. This guy gets more pocket time than this guy, the Devo Stout, which is an awesome knife. But for whatever, I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why, but for some unknown reason to myself, the Pinion gets more pocket time than the Stout. I've no idea why. No idea why. That's just, reflecting on it, that's what happened. So yeah, I don't know why I like the Pinion more than the Stout. As far as what I carry, what I use most. Add jimping to the Pinion. Makes it way better. Maddie, did you add jimping to yours? Did you add jimping to this guy? I'm trying my best to believe, to have faith in KC's mindset on the fact that if the blade is ramped up like this, that there is not a need for jimping, that the curve of the top of the spine of the blade here is enough to keep your thumb placement where it should be, where you want it to be when you're doing those various grips and holds and using the knife. That it does not need jimping. As much as I like jimping, Maddie did? I want to see pictures, Maddie. Send me a picture. I don't believe you. If you didn't take a picture, if you didn't take video, and it didn't happen. Let me see some pictures. I want to see pictures. Grumpy ain't saying too much. He say hey to people and whatnot, but he ain't saying too much today. Is it too early in the morning for you, Grumpy? Turkey dinner yesterday, ham today. Awesome. Who was it last night in Javon's live that was saying that who was it that was doing, was it you, Mimo, that was doing hams and turkeys? Hams and turkey, 2 hams? Oh, that's a lot of ham, dude. That is a lot of ham. I might have seen it, Maddie. I don't remember. I'll have to look. But just send me a picture. I am Instagram message me a photo so I don't have to go digging and watching lives and shit. I'm too lazy for that. I'm too busy for that. Hell, yesterday I ordered about a week and a half ago, about 10 days ago, I ordered tires for the car. Finally sucked it up and threw the money out to tires for my SUV. I hate having to buy tires. It sucks. You need them. You got to have good tires. But golly, rubber's expensive. I don't have to buy the other rubbers anymore. I'm fixed. No more kids for me. But yeah, buying tires is not fun. But anyway, so yesterday I had them put the tires on the wheels on the car, and that is another bullet to bite down on expense wise. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I mean, it was like $77, 76 and some change to get all four tires put on the rims, and that's really not bad because it takes one or two guys to about 35 to 45 minutes to do four tires when they're tired. They were tired. The tire guys were tired of putting tires on people's cars. When they got to mine, I was like the second to last vehicle that they were doing for the day, and they were tired. You could see them. You could see how exhausted they were. It was almost around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. What had happened was, and I did at my local Walmart. I usually don't like to have Walmart's tire service do things because there's so many young bucks and old farts that are being lazy or don't really know what they're doing completely, or they're just being forgetful. I don't know what the deal is, but Walmart's tire services do have a bit of a reputation of forgetting to tighten a lug nut, or not filling the tires up to the proper air PSIs. Just shit. Walmart's typically not the place to have car stuff done unless it's simple stuff, or if the fellas that are doing it, guys, gals, that not trying to be sexist in any way. There are gals that are mechanics and they do just as amazing of a job. And if anything, some of them seem to have a better eye and pay better attention to making sure shit gets done right. So yeah, ladies in the car maintenance and mechanics industry, I'm all for. Yeah. So what had happened was I had a 2 o'clock appointment for getting my tires put on, and we had a bunch of shit going on in the morning for the kids. So I was running around like crazy, getting them to this and doing that. So we made it there at like 2:05, and the lady's like, I called you earlier and was trying to get you to come in earlier so that we get you done sooner, because there are 3 or 4 people that they had that were supposed to come in for the evening shift called out for Saturday. Yeah, Saturday was the day that I had, and I was like squeezing it in. This last week's been fucking nuts for me and my family with all the kids for Easter shit and work and this and that and other things. But yeah, so apparently the 3 or 4 people for the evening shift had called out, and so the lady at the front desk there at the tire center was phoning anybody and everybody that had appointments past 1 p.m. She was calling and asking them if they could bring their vehicles in sooner than their appointment time that they had reserved online, because they were trying to get everything taken care of, a full day's worth of work by 4 o'clock. so that their morning shifted people could go home at 4 o'clock. And so they were trying to cram an extra 7 or 8 vehicles needing work done, whether it be brakes or oil changes or tires. I think most of them were tires. Everybody's getting tires now that they're getting their tax returns. Yeah. So they were cramming everybody in. So these poor fellas, I didn't see any gals, but these guys that were there doing all this work, like they were freaking exhausted. You could tell seeing them out there. They, just after one car after another, just a little bit more tired, a little bit more worn out, moving just a little bit slower. But I was okay with that as long as they were paying attention to what they were doing. So I will be going out later and with the torque wrench and the tire gauge, pressure gauge, and making sure that everything is good. I've not since they did my tires yesterday. I've only driven the vehicle home. That's the only time. That's the only bit that the vehicle's done since getting the new tires on. And so I will go out there and double check them because that's a good thing to do regardless. But yeah, so that took forever. Dropped it off at 2:05. We did a little bit of shopping, did a little browsing around in Walmart. We're trying to waste the time, trying to give them an hour and a half to get my vehicle in and get it done. We did not leave until 5 o'clock. That's how long it took because all the people that the lady had called that had later appointments, the ones that had picked up and answered brought their vehicles in, and so it kind of became anybody who had an appointment after 1 p.m. It was a first come first serve. So it was like appointment times went out the window, and it was a first come first serve. And I ended up being like one of the last cars to get serviced and to get taken care of. So that kind of sucked. And that postponed me getting some other things done yesterday afternoon, evening, and freaking like it's tiring just sitting there waiting for them to take care of my vehicle. Like just sitting and waiting was tiring, was like draining me to where and the later the hours were in the day, I was just like, now I don't want to sand the walls and paint the walls and the patching jobs I had to do from one of my stepkids threw a damn water bottle at the wall when she was mad because she didn't get her way with something. It's fucking stepkids. You love them, but you hate them. And it's not entirely their fault. The way that they are is not entirely their fault. The other parent is not a very good parent. And it shows in these children's behavior, the lack of discipline, the chaotic mess of how they're being raised when they're with their other parent is definitely seen and definitely present. There's some parental alienation going on, which really sucks, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, so that threw off getting tires put on an appointment that should have been out of there in less than an hour. Ended up being like a almost 3.5 hour ordeal, and that shit sucked, and it definitely threw off the rest of my damn day. So I got some catching up to do, and I got work on Monday and Tuesday, and my family's in town, and we're doing the Easter meal and all this other crap today, and flowing into tomorrow and whatnot. Oh, not enough hours in the day, not enough fucking energy. Not enough energy. But thank you, everybody. Hit me up if you haven't already for your mailing info, and y'all have a good one. Try to chillax at some point. I'm gonna get some more fucking coffee and go check on my brisket, and I will see you guys later in future lives. Oh, I do have a video coming out. Hold on. I told myself I was going to show this off, and y'all are going to have to watch my video on it. But I did not know, and this is not knife related, this is camping gear related. I had no idea until I just kind of just stumbled across it. But if you don't know, for Blade Show this year, I am camping in a campground about 30 minutes from the convention center there in Atlanta, Georgia, to save me money. Why do I still have that up there? No, it's not a damn light bulb, Grumpy. You guys pushing my buttons. I said it's camping related. Sawyer makes a tap water filtration system. And I had no fucking clue. I don't know why. I did not know this. Yes, pretty fly. We can be cuddle buddies if you want. But so yeah, I felt like it was an ingenious way for me to save money. It'll be saving me at least $300 to $400 by not having to do a hotel room. Instead, it's going to cost me like $24 to $26 a night for the campsite, for a tent campsite for 3 nights. I felt like that was an awesome way for me to save that money and allow me to spend that money on a knife or partying up with all you other party animals, all you other crazy monkeys that I am so stoked to meet and hang out with in person. Yeah, I'm so excited, so looking forward to seeing y'all and meeting up with y'all. But yeah, a tap water filtration system. Sawyer makes these, and they're a brilliant idea for traveling anywhere, in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, wherever. And they're not very big. That's what the canister looks like. This is an awesome idea, an awesome setup for campgrounds. And any place that you're going that you're drawing water from any kind of a tap, on the side of a building, in a campground, in a cabin, even at hotels. You could you could put this sucker on to your faucet there in your hotel room, even as a way to filter the water coming out of those sources that have that funky taste for whatever reason, or have a really high iron count, or the faucets, the outlet is all nasty and dirty, and you don't want that. You don't want to be drinking from that. You screw this piece onto the spigot, if it's from a wall or from the campground spigots, water source spigots, in your campsite, and it has this guy, and then that goes onto that, and it's just a friction cone fit, just holds it, and that filters the water. And you got a tube. It gives you a tube to either go straight to your mouth or go into a water bottle or whatever. If you don't need the tube, you can do it just like that. And it's got it comes with a couple of other accessories. But yeah, this is what I will need for the campground is just this screw on, and then this screw on for the faucet, and then the tube. So this is what I'll be bringing with me when I go up there to camp. But yeah, this is brilliant. This is brilliant, and I am kind of like beside myself on the fact that I didn't know that that Sawyer had made them. Was making these. But yeah, it's freaking brilliant. I love it. Sawyer makes a good product. They make good filters. I don't like the small one for backpacking, the mini guy, because it just doesn't. it doesn't have a good output ratio. It takes way too damn long for it to filter, and then you got to worry about it getting dirty rather quickly, rather easily because it's so compact. But yeah, so yeah, if you got pictures, that's great. That's great for in the home, but something for camping, something like this for camping, and travel, hotels, that kind of stuff. Um, that's an awesome way to do it. Uh, so yeah, that's a piece that I picked up. Um, and I'm gonna enjoy having that. And I don't know why I didn't get one sooner, because that's an awesome. This is gonna be a saver. Um, Not that I'm really picky on water, the taste of water. I'm really not. So yeah, here's all the other adapter pieces and cleaning pieces, things to back wash it, to clean it out. Yeah, the Sawyer Micro is better than the Mini somehow. I don't know. The one I have, the compact water filter that I have that I use for backpacking is actually, and I have a video on it on my channel. It's a much older video, but it's the MSR something shot, trail shot, I think is what it's called. I prefer it over the Sawyer Mini, I believe, is because I have a Sawyer Mini. Let me see if I can find that video on that filter. It's from years ago. It's called the Trail Shot. It's MSR. It doesn't have the lifespan. The filter itself doesn't have the lifespan of the Sawyers. It won't filter quite as many hundreds of or thousands of gallons of water, but I love the way it works. The method that it uses is, here we go, the MSR Trail Shot. Mute, and another damn TurboTax ad. If you haven't done your taxes yet, why the hell not? What are you waiting on? People still waiting to get their W-2s from jobs and stuff? I don't know. But yeah, here's the trail shot. I just like the way this one is set up. So that's the link to my overview video on that filter. And I tell you, I explain in the thing, for solo backpackers in groups of maybe 2 or 3, I think that the Trail Shot is one of the better filters on the market. I tried out the Sawyer Mini. Did not like the lengthy process of filling the bag and then squeezing it 2 to 3 times over and over to get the maybe 1 to 1.5 liters of clean water. I just felt like it took too long. It was too much of a process. If your water source is extremely shallow, if your water source is dried up quite a bit from a major dry spell in that area, in whatever mountains you're in, just trying to get water into the bag that then you're filtering from, can be a real pain in the ass, where the whole tubes on each end with the pre-filtered bulb at the end that's going into your dirtier water source. I just feel like that's a better setup, especially when you have a nearly completely dried up water source. It's too damn difficult to try to get a bag down in there and fill up the dirty bag with water if there's like no water, if it's so shallow of a water source. And I've been in those situations where That's all I've got for miles as a water source, and I've got to fill up that way. So yeah, I like the tube with the bulb, filter bulb on the one end, and the hand pump squeezing system. In those situations, I feel like that's definitely a better filter, and this trail shot filter does a really good job of getting that water fast and filtering it fast, so that I can just spend more time on the trail, more time at the overlooks, and doing the sightseeing and doing the backpacking part of it, and not spending so much time filtering water or waiting for water to be filtered with the gravity systems. I know that a lot of people like the gravity systems. I don't like that because I don't like waiting for that. And having those larger bags and having to hang it up and do all that kind of, the trail shot to me is the way to go. And then if you're having a large group and want to just bring one filter for the whole group, the Katadyn filters that are about like this big and are a hand pump deal, kind of like a handheld bicycle tire pump. Those guys I like. Again, they use the hose with the filter bulb that goes into the water source, and then the other hose on the other end goes into your water container that you're putting the clean water into. I love that setup. That's what I'm used to. That's what I know. That's what I like. And you just pump, and they have a high output, which makes it great for large groups. So that's my tidbit on that. I will mention that in the video, but I'm doing a video really, really soon on motorcycle camping. And my take on that. I've been watching a shit ton of videos of other people's videos on YouTube on their perspective on motorcycle camping and what gear they bring and how they pack it on their bike and da 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 da. And I'll let you in on what I'm going to hit off the video with. It's going to be a little controversial because in what I've been seeing, what I've been watching, and what I've learned from what everybody else is doing, they're kind of sort of doing it wrong. They're going at it with the wrong mindset. I feel that they are. So that's going to be kind of the controversial bit of my video on doing that, on motorcycle camping, or moto camping as it's often referred to. But yeah, so is Tri-State? I don't know. Is Tri-State doing a live today? Is he live right now? I don't know if he took the day. I didn't even see if he took the day off or not. Is Tri-State doing a live? Yeah, he is. He is live right now. Cool. So y'all filter over to him if you don't have a bunch of shit to do like me. And watch him and his shenanigans. Oh, he's going over the Microtech MSI right now. He's looking at that right now. So y'all go hop on to his channel if you don't have shit to do, and have a fun time with that. Everybody have a good Easter. I'm done. I ain't gonna blab no more. I didn't really have a story today. Well, I mean, I talked about my tires issues, and I talked about the work fiasco that I had this week. So that's story times. That's what you get for that. Nothing freaking hilarious. More like things that were just really irritating that just happened. And I took the mindset of neither one of those events. I was not going to let it upset me. And I was not going to handle it in a wrong way. I was just like, it is what it is. You know, nothing you can do about it. You ain't going to change things as one person. You just got to not let it get to you. And so that's what I did. I didn't let it get to you. So yeah, peace and bacon grease. Put that on a t-shirt or a bumper sticker. Peace and bacon grease. You said it, Bama. Thank you, everybody. I'll get that sent out. The gall package sent out early next week. And y'all take care. And I'll see you in other lives and other chats. Peace.